Academic experts say that today's announcement of a guaranteed 5% emissions reduction in Australia by 2020 will not create an incentive for change. Professor John Bell is Assistant Dean of Research at QUT's Faculty of Built Environment and Engineering. A former board member of Australia's Business Council for Sustainable Energy, he is an expert in electricity generation and efficiency.
The Carbon Pollution Reduction Scheme offers an opportunity to transform our energy system from a 19th century technology base to a 21st century system, which will be quite different in how we generate and deliver energy services.
The government scheme is designed to reduce or cap the carbon emissions that come from energy generation by taxing those companies that emit more carbon pollution than the scheme allows.
Well, I think we need to provide a definite framework for people to be able to work into the future, for industry to be able to invest in the energy generation technologies they need and the demand systems that they need. We need to become more efficient in how we use energy as well, and this has got to encourage that, as well as encouraging alternate generation.
Professor Bell said the low-level carbon reduction target announced today would not create the investment certainty the energy industry requires.
If the target is sufficient, then gas will be a better fuel than coal because the emissions are lower. Therefore, there will certainly be a great incentive for gas producers to actually produce electricity to feed into the electricity system. I think for the next 30 to 40 years, coal will still be the major source of baseload generation in Australia. I think that gas will be used in a much more distributed sense than coal generation, coal-fired generation. It'll produce larger scale plants and it can produce some very, very large scale energy generation. But I think the real advantage with gas will be in cogeneration and trigeneration systems where you can get electricity production, cold water production from the waste heat, and at lower emissions than you get with coal. But you're getting a lot more for your dollar.
He said in an ideal world, the electricity system would decrease its reliance on large centralised generators.
You'd see a lot of solar panels, you'd see a lot of solar thermal hot water systems on houses, but that's only one part of it. I mean, industry will probably have a lot more direct use of solar energy for process heat. They might use other sources of heat, such as ground source heat pumps to generate some of their low-grade heat needs. There'll be embedded generation using not just renewable resources, but gas to provide both electricity and cold water. You'll be using some medium-scale, variable time generation systems, such as tidal or wind generation, which aren't 24-hour-a-day generation systems. But by combining that together with all these forms of generation, we'll end up with an energy system that can deliver what we need, when we need it, and where we need it.
He said that today's announcement is unlikely to significantly change the basis of Australia's power system.
It's based on large central energy generation distributed over a bunch of wires.